Great day. This video is for the females and the women, and it's just how I end up celibate and not dating. I want to first of all make this statement that I did choose to be with the men that I was with, from my daughter's father to my marriage. And not to make an excuse, but I never had a good example of love. Um, my mother, she was 18 when she married not married, but dated my father, and he was in his 30s, and they were together a month, and she got pregnant with me, and then he told her he was married but separated. And back then, he didn't deal with a married man at all. So even though he wanted to be with my mom, he left her. I mean, she left him, and instead of him taking accountability for me over the years, when my mom didn't want to be with him, he just eventually went back to his wife and pretended that I never existed. So my mother and father were never together. That's a whole different story how they met and whatnot. But I'll tell that story another day. So I never had a good example of love, and I do believe my mom resented me because of the situation with my father, and so she mistreated me my whole life. Um, so I being that I had a mom that resented me and my biological father wasn't in my life, uh, and we were poor. I had very low self-esteem, and I just, I don't know. I know I had a lot of love in my heart, but I just felt so lost. So when a person showed me any attention, I kind of latched on to them, and I got mistreated a lot. And it's just what it is. Like I didn't learn to love myself until after my divorce, and that was in my 40s. Um, my daughter, my oldest daughter's father, I have two girls. Um, he would tell me, I ain't nothing. And I used to be like, don't say that about yourself. But like the old saying goes, believe what you see. When a person tell you and show you who they are, you have to believe them. And I dated him off and on for 9 years. Um, he never did anything for me. Uh, every time we lived together, he came and stayed with me. And I remember one time we lived in this apartment, and you could lock a person in from the outside, and he would lock me in the house and take my car. And I just loved. I didn't know what love was. I didn't have an example, but I choose to stay with that. Like I said, off and on for 9 years until we had our daughter, and I got out of it. I remember multiple times, like one time he got upset with me and he kicked my furniture in. Oh, just kicked my table in, kicked my couches in. Um, Another time, when after I had my daughter, he disappeared for some months and went and dated a older woman. And so I found somebody else. And he called me all kind of, y'all know what he cussed me completely out, went and lied and told people I wasn't a good mom and I was nasty and all this type of stuff. And I dealt with that. And then after that, I dated a street guy. He was a Rasta, and a bunch of manipulation. I'm gonna put it like that. mental abuse and manipulation. And then I met my husband, my ex-husband, and he wouldn't even hold my hand. And I didn't, you put up with a lot of stuff, and I take accountability because those are the men I chose to be with. And it was horrible. I mean, I remember a time I asked my husband, how did he like the way I look? He told me I look good from the back. Real talk. He told me one time that I didn't have any light at the end of my tunnel. So I just grew up used to abuse, and I thought that was a part of love. Someone talking down to you, being abusive. I had a couple of relationships, like the relationship with my daughter's father. It was abusive one time. I answered his phone in the middle of the night, and it was another female, and I woke him up to get the phone, and he jumped on me. And I did put him in jail for a while. I think that was towards the very end of our relationship, and he made me pay for that. He would call me over with my daughter and then call another woman over. That's the type of abuse that I dealt with for many years, and this is just a few examples. So, during my marriage, I just got tired of it. I don't know, when you're in your 40s or what, it's like, dang, man, if I don't make a change, I'm never going to be happy. But I still was learning too, because I left my relationship with my husband and ex-husband, and I hopped right into a relationship with a younger coworker, and that relationship was exciting. The sex was amazing, but we were not compatible. I'm a Virgo. I love stability, so I make sure my bills are paid. And just say he was a person who lived in the moment. And even that got dark, so he never hit me, but he raised his hand like he wanted to hit me. But I had been through so much stuff by then, like what? And we literally lived right across the street from the police department. He never hit me, but I got out of that relationship. And after I got out of that relationship, I just felt like maybe men are our enemies. And I said, God, I'm just going to take a year off from dating to really, look at me and work on me and learn how to love me. And that year turned into this month. Tomorrow I will be 50, my 50th birthday. And it turned into 4 years. And I have met a few guys within the 4 years, but nothing intimate. And a couple of dates, really like a handful. Some didn't even make it past the little phone conversations, because when you start loving yourself, you won't settle. I don't care. And I don't care that I'm overweight. I still love myself. Just because I'm overweight doesn't mean I'm supposed to just have low self-esteem and let somebody just come and abuse me or over-sexualize me or make me feel any type of way. So that's my story, and that's how I end up being celibate for 4 years. And I'm going to be honest, lady, I do have moments where I'm sad and I feel lonely. But nothing is worth my peace. And nothing, because especially if you're a targeted individual, they'll send certain people towards you. And even God will test you as well. So you really have to use your discernment out there. I don't think I know I don't want to be celibate and alone forever, but I'm not going to trade anything for my peace. And this, I'm at this point, I don't even know if I ever want to stay with a man again. But I do seek love and commitment, and I'm never giving up. I'm a hopeless romantic, but I'll never give up on love. I always am open to love, but I sit in a reality and I know my worth, and I'm not trading that for anything in the world again, ever again. So that's my story. I love you guys. I hope that encourages someone to learn how to love yourself. Take time out and don't, when they say don't settle, that's what it means. Don't settle. If you talking to this dude and you see the red flags, I walked away, especially this year. I don't know what it was about this year. I think the smile, but I did. I met a couple of guys. Both of them had money too, and it's not about that. I walked away. One guy was, I know he was abusive and controlling. I could just tell how he talked. He still had animosity towards. He talked bad about every woman in his life. And I was like, yo, you need to go heal. For real. And he felt like I was being controlling, but I was telling. And then another guy, I just couldn't trust him. I knew in my intuition was telling me this dude has a lot of women. He even told me himself that he was dating a married woman. Basically, they was having a sexual um, affair, and she would come around when she wanted to sleep with him. And I was like, no, I can't trust you. He was like, I stopped talking to her when I was talking to her. No, they're not. None of that is worth you giving up your spirit, your soul, your body, anything. And I just walk away. I'm a silent. I don't argue, but I'm silent. You know I'm gone when you stop getting phone calls from me and I'm stop accepting your calls. I'm out. What they say, I'm a runner. I'm a track star. And sometimes even men hate it. You got to get away from them. Don't let them woo you into a situation that you know you don't want to be in. And that's my video today. I love y'all. Peace. And I'm definitely making a video tomorrow. Like I said, tomorrow is my 50th birthday. I still can't believe it. But yeah, y'all have a great, wonderful day.